Once again, a very warm welcome to the program. This is the Morning Call. I am Nyasha K. Mutizwa. Now, we kick off the show by heading to Nigeria, where rights groups are urging the release of activist and ex-presidential candidate who was rearrested on Friday at a court hearing hours after he was freed on bail. Omoyele Sowore, who ran against President Muhammadu Buhari in February's election, was first arrested in August and has pleaded not guilty to charges of treason, money laundering and harassing the president. He was released on bail on Thursday ahead of a court hearing on Friday. However, his lawyer said the activist was rearrested by state security officials after the hearing, screaming and shouting as he was dragged away. The state security had reportedly filed new charges against Sowore without elaborating further, Ruth.
Well, Nyasha, the arrest of Omoyele Sowore continues to provoke outrage in Nigeria. And on Twitter, calls are multiplying for Nigerians to rise up and save Sowore. Sean Kuti, son of late musician Fela Kuti, said, quote, "This is what they did to my father who believed that Nigerians would mobilize for him," end quote. Another reaction was that of the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, which postpones the presentation of the Integrity Award to Vice President Yemi Osibanjo in protest against Omoyele Sowore's arrest. And as the world celebrates World Human Rights Day on December 10th, today, non-government organizations have decided to continue to fight for the release of the Nigerian opposition figure.
Ont décidé de continuer à batailler pour obtenir la libération de l'opposant Omoyele Sowore. Nyasha.
And now to understand more, we are joined by constitutional lawyer Liborous Oshoma, joining us via Skype. Good morning, Mr. Oshoma. Oshoma, right, excuse me there. Why was Mr. Sowore rearrested on Friday by the Department of State Security a few hours just after his release?
That question should be directed. The appropriate people to answer that question should be the Department of the State Security Service, SSS, because no reason so far has been given apart from the feeble attempt by the presidency in Nigeria to explain that with Sowore's antecedents, he would be somebody that would be requested by the SSS, the State Security Service. Apart from that, they also had attempted to say that he granted an interview after his release, thereby breaching his conditions. But I think also it is a statutory and notorious fact that if somebody breaches a bail condition granted by the courts, it is not in the powers of the prosecution or the accused person to now take over the job of the court or summarily arrest such, a defendant. It is to report back to the court and apply that the bail be revoked.
Monsieur Oshoma,
Omoyele Sowore was arrested less than 24 hours after his release last Friday on court order in Abuja. Is this a violation of the Constitution and the judiciary?
Yeah, it's a violation of the Constitution. It's a blatant attack on democracy. It's a slap on the face of the judiciary, and then it's a very uncivilized and crooked way to go about promoting the sanctity of the law, and most especially when the SSS had submitted to the jurisdiction of the court. If you submit to the jurisdiction of a court of competent jurisdiction, I think the proper thing to do would be to obey any order emanating from such court, because by submitting to the jurisdiction, you had, by implication, admitted that you would comply with any order coming from it. So, with what has happened now, what is the guarantee that even if the court discharged and acquit Sowore, that the SSS will have complied with that same order? And so, by the way, I think there is more to this than meets the eye.
So what is the fate of Sowore for now? Is there a possibility that he may be released if he obeys court orders?
The people that do not obey court orders, that will violate court orders right in the face of the court and the heavens will fall, what's the guarantee that they will even obey any further order? So what I think is happening here is that Sowore and the judiciary should take their fate in their hands by refusing to stand for that trial, because it is obvious that whether he stands trial or not, that the DSS will not obey any order. They already have a mindset. And that the judge also, and other judges, shoot down too and insist that until the government learns to obey court order, they are not further going to sit. Because what's the essence of delivering rulings and judgments when you know fully well that litigants will not obey? So the state of Sowore now, from what all indications, is the fact that government wants to hold him ad infinitum without actually obeying or complying with any order of the court, even though they were the one that charged him to court in the first place.